Welcome to Runaway Roses. I'm Todd.
And I'm Carla. And today we have some cool upgrades from eTrailer that we're going to make to our truck and our truck camper.
That's right. It's all about our truck camper setup on this video. So let's get into it.
Today let me show you what we're going to do. So first we're going to install a truck bed mat. And we currently have a horse stall mat installed, but Todd's going to talk about why we're going to switch out from the horse stall mat to the truck bed mat. Then we're going to install some frame mounts on the rear part of the truck, and we currently have some frame mounts on there that Todd modified to fit, but these are the actual correct ones, so he's going to talk about why he's putting these on rather than the ones that were on there. Then we have some snap pads that eTrailer sent us, so we're very excited about putting these on. We've been needing these since we've got our truck camper, so we'll talk about those as well.
So you may be wondering, why are we going to change from a horse stall mat that is, super thick back over to just a regular rubber bed truck mat? Well, for several different reasons. Now this is a horse stall mat that we have in the back of the truck right here, and it is super thick. And we have used that, and we've hauled many thousands of miles with having a truck camper on top of a horse stall mat. We've had a couple different ones, different patterns on them, but they basically all feel about the same thickness, and they all have a little bit of a sponginess to them. Unlike just a regular rubber bed mat, although it can have a little bit of sponginess to it, but it's not as thick. The one thing that I've noticed over the years why I prefer to use a rubber bed mat over a horse stall is, to me, that I've noticed out of all of our driving, using both of them, I've always noticed a little bit more movement of the camper on a horse stall mat. If you're familiar with driving a truck with a slide-in truck camper, you'll notice that when you're driving down the road and you look up, you can kind of see the front of the camper. You can see it moving up and down. Or if you've never done that, it is kind of a weird thing to notice at first. It's kind of weird you see the camper moving, but I've always noticed that when we're hauling a truck camper on a horse stall mat, that it tends to have a little bit more movement than when we've hauled our truck campers on just a regular rubber bed mat in the back of the truck. It's really just my preference. You can haul them on a horse stall mat, but I don't really recommend it. And the other thing is they're typically come in a 4x6 size. So most of the truck campers are like right at 4 foot wide. So you got to get it pretty much lined right up. Unlike with a regular bed mat, it's a little bit wider. Plus it fills in the other gaps of the bed of the truck. So that's why I just prefer to go back to using a rubber bed mat. This one's from DZ from eTrailer. So we're going to pull the horse stall mat out, unroll this DZ bed mat, and get it in place. And we're going to move on to installing our TorkLift frame mounts for our tie downs on the truck camper.
All right, I get to do the fun part.
All right, it might spring open on you, so
yeah,
be careful.
Gotta be careful not to cut it too.
Yeah. There it is. There's the DZ rubber bed mat. Fits perfect. Right now it's still kind of sticking up, and that's why we have the cinder blocks back there against the front, because it's still in it wants to take its rolled up shape. So it's just gonna have to sit out in the sun. Tomorrow, sitting out in the sun, it'll warm up and flatten out. But the way it's shaped, it just fits perfect all the way around the wheel wells, all the little nooks and crannies. The way they cut it out, it's going to be perfect. It's very grippy too, so I really like that about that. And then it is wider than a horse stall mat, so you don't have to worry about trying to line it up perfect as far as make sure the mat is in its place, because it just will be, because it just can't move much. So
it was a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy.
It might be a two-person job just because it was rolled up so tight, so it was hard to like get it unrolled.
Yeah.
Then we had to put the cinder blocks on the end to hold it down.
Yeah. It was rolled up real tight, but I mean, that's good for shipping, but It just wants to take shape.
Once you get it like
Yeah, it'll warm up and flatten out, and it'll be perfect.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to putting on the TorkLift frame mounts.
We'd like to thank eTrailer for being a sponsor of our channel by providing products so we can provide content for you guys.
That's right. eTrailer's been a big help over the years to provide us with products so that we can not only use for ourselves and do reviews on it, but also help show you what you may need if you're going to have a truck and truck camper setup.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're looking for any products for a truck camper, trailer, whatever, click the link below. That will take you to eTrailer's site, and in turn that will support eTrailer by supporting our channel as well.
So this is just the rear tie-down frame mounts for our 2024 Ram 2500. So it's just the left and right side. I've already put the front ones on, some that I already had, so these are going to be a nice upgrade to the ones that I put on my truck that I had to modify. So I can put these on, that way I know everything's good and safe and sturdy while we're hauling the truck camper.
If you're new to truck campers, or you're trying to understand how you connect a truck camper to a truck, you'll need TorkLift frame mounts, which are these things right here. And there's 4 of them that go on the truck. This is the front ones, those are the back ones. We've had TorkLift frame mounts on every single truck that has hauled a truck camper for us. And I think this is our number 10.
Something like that. At least every pickup truck.
Yeah, every pickup truck.
You know, if you have a flatbed truck to haul a truck camper, that may be a little bit different, although you could probably still bolt these on. But just every pickup truck that we've ever hauled a truck camper with, we have used these TorkLift frame mounts. They are super strong. They're the safest option to haul a truck camper out there, although there are some other options, but these are by far the best option to haul a truck camper.
And how it connects is you have what we have are TorkLift fast guns, but there's other options as far as the turnbuckle goes. So it connects to the truck. It has like the truck camper has some mounts on it, and then it connects to the turnbuckle connects to this.
That's right. So we're going to go ahead and swap out the rear one because I had highly modified a set that I already had before we went and got our truck. So I just kind of made them work. So we got some new ones that fit exactly on this truck from eTrailer. So we're going to go ahead and put those on. That way we know it's super strong, we're safe to haul our camper when we go on trip. So since I already have our driver's side on, I'll show you some footage that I took of when I was installing it and how the new one actually differs from the old TorkLift frame mount. The new ones are superior, they're thicker, they look like they're stronger, and there are some differences between the old ones and the new ones. So check that out on this video, and while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the passenger side. Here's the driver's side frame mount that I cut and modified. Some leftover mounts, so I made it work so we could go pick up our camper. However, I'm going to be happy to have some new ones that I know have not been modified, and they'll be good and strong. On the right hand side is the new TorkLift frame mount, and on the left side is the old one that I modified. This one actually went on a 2019 Ram 3500, and I highly modified it because it stuck up higher, and it had I cut a big triangle out of it. So basically cut that top off of it, and then I had to cut this part out of it, which went there, right there, like that. With these bolted in, I had to drill this hole and then use that hole over there as well. So I was only using 2 of the bumper bolts instead of the 3 like it's supposed to have. So if you look at this new one, the new one on the right is much thicker steel. This looks like maybe 1/4 inch over here, and I don't know what that is, maybe 5/16 or something like that. So it looks definitely thicker, and it's shaped differently because it has this the L shape to it there on the front, and then the rear bracket is shaped differently as well. It's nicely welded all the way around. Of course, got nice welds. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on. This uses the factory 3 bumper bolts there. As you can see, those big bolts there that I took out, and then it uses another bolt on the back side comes with some hardware. So there will be 4 bolts holding on this TorkLift frame mount. So let's go ahead and get this one on. There it is, got the driver's side rear frame mount on. Can't hardly even see it, just barely peeks down below the bumper. Here's what it looks like bolted up. You see you got all 3 of the factory bumper bolts, frame bolts, and then the included hardware that comes with it. So there it is, gonna be good and strong. Won't have to worry about any issues with the rear frame mounts. Let me go ahead and put in the rear slide in portion. All right, let's put this slide in portion. You got 2 settings. You can see the 2 holes there. So if you need it really far out, then you can leave it on that first hole, or you can move it on into the second hole, which usually that's where I have always needed to run them. Not to mention they do also seem a little bit sturdier on that. Let me put the clip in here. All right, there it is. The extension's in. I couldn't put the pin in one-handed very easily and hold the camera. So on the extension, it comes with 2 options of where you can hook your turnbuckles to. So just depending on where you need it to align with where the camper may be. So that's good to have 2 options there. Then you can just pull that clip out and it slides right on out. That's the driver's side. Now just gotta get the passenger side done. Here's the old one. All right, got the new TorkLift frame mount from etrailer. I'm gonna go ahead and put the passenger side on. It's very easy. Just take off the 3 large bumper bolts, I believe they are, and then you add an additional 4th bolt to the back. It comes with all the hardware for that, so it's very easy. Just bolts right on. So you can go ahead and climb under the truck, get to it. Goes through there. There's all 4 bolts. Just have to tighten them up. Torque wrench out. Tightening the 4th bolt that we added to it in the back. Should have my gloves on.
Yeah. You're gonna skin your nickels.
So if you're interested in finding out how to install some TorkLift frame mounts on the front of a Ram 2500, you can look at the video that I did a few weeks ago. I'll put a link below to that so you can check that out. And in this video, you get a basic understanding on how to install the rear ones. It's really very easy. If you don't mind just using some hand tools, they just bolt right on. So it's very easy. We'll put a link below to the products that we're using for this truck, but you can also take that link to etrailer and put in your specific vehicle that you have, because these frame mounts are vehicle specific, or you can give etrailer a call and they'll be glad to help you out with exactly what you need. All right, Carla, what's our next upgrade?
Snap pads. One of my favorite things. I do love these snap pads. They actually help to make the camper more stable.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so we're excited to put these on.
Yeah, they got a few benefits. We'll go over that here in just a moment. All right, we got the bed mat in. It's getting nice and warm. It's getting flattened out. I got the board up there. It has a little bump stop. And we're getting ready to load up the camper. You'll notice we have a shiny little foot down here on this jack leg. we went ahead and took the opportunity to go ahead and clean them up. They had a little bit of rust on them, so I took the little sanding wheel on the grinder and just kind of cleaned them all up. And then we hit them with some metallic silver Rust-Oleum spray paint.
Yeah.
That's all we had. We didn't have black, but looks pretty good. So just clean it up, make sure they're in good shape before we put the snap pads on.
First step's done. We have the truck camper on the truck. You just have to have it in some position so that you can get them on safely. So we decided to put it on the truck. The reason that we like snap pads is because they add some stability and they actually make a wider footprint on the bottom of the jack legs, which helps whenever you're on like concrete or rocks or something like that. It actually helps with like that, keep them from slipping. And these also help to add a little bit of height because they're, how tall are they? Like an inch?
They're like an inch thick.
An inch thick, so they help add some height to the legs to help get it off the truck in, like the camp spot. To put them on, you actually need some soap and water to help it like slip on. And once you do that, they fit on pretty easily. It's easy to install them.
Yeah, they're super easy to put on.
So let's get them on.
Let's give it a shot.
Todd's gonna lower the jack legs. I'm gonna put a little soapy water on them so that it helps them slip down in there. So let's see. All right, now that we have the jack legs down close to the snap pads, I've added some soapy water, but I actually added a little bit more soap just to help, with it going down in there.
Make it slick.
Yeah, make it slippery a little bit, and then line the snap pad up with the bottom of the jack leg and drop it down in there.
Drop it on down.
Todd's gonna lower them down.
Let's drop it on down.
There you go. All right, easy as that. Popped right on.
All right, we're gonna go do the rest of them. Then we'll be ready to go camping. So now that Carla's got the extension to the rear frame mount on, I'm just going to go ahead and hook up what is our preferred turnbuckle, the TorkLift fast gun. So I'm just going to hook it up here at the top to the bottom of the camper, and then again with this new one does give you options. You can put it in the forward or the rear one. Yes, these mounts do have some movement in them. I've heard people comment on that before, but that is also so you can slide this tube in and out very easy. And once you go ahead and hook it up and then tighten up your turnbuckle or your fast gun, it's got pressure on it, and then it's good and solid, and it feels good. And the turnbuckles are spring loaded for the fast guns, and highly recommend using a spring loaded turnbuckle of any sort if you're going to run a truck camper. So there you go. This would be all we need to hit the road. I put the pin through the top here to lock the fast gun, and we'd be ready to go on vacation.
That wraps it up for our list today. DZ truck bed mat, TorkLift frame mounts, and snap pads.
That's right, 3 easy upgrades. Anybody can put any of those on, and they're very useful. They're almost must-haves if you're gonna have a truck camper in the bed of your truck. You got some other options out there, but we feel like these are the best.
Yeah, so thank you for watching our channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.